I'm sure like you, one of my least favorite journeys is right here to the gas station, because every time I come here, it costs more and more. In fact, since the beginning of the year, it's up over 30 cents a gallon. That means to fill up your tank, it's going to cost almost $100, about $6 or $7 more than the beginning of the year. So what can we do about it? Well, one reality is that everything costs more because gas prices are up. For example, corn used to be used to feed cattle and other needs. Instead, they're using that corn to produce ethanol, and that means food prices and gas prices are up, things that are so important to our everyday lives. That's why it's so important that we stop kicking the can down the road and take care of this issue, because when we don't spend money here, we can spend money on issues that really matter to us, like in our family, in our business, and let alone our church and our synagogues. That's the kind of focus we need in America, not playing politics at the gas pump. Times are tougher than ever. We're all clipping coupons. We're all paying way more for food, for milk, for the basic necessities of our life. And the reason is pretty darn simple. Gas prices keep going up and up. Since the beginning of the year, gas prices are up over 30 cents a gallon. And that means if you have an SUV with about a 20-gallon tank, you're paying about $6 or $7 more just to fill up your tank. You're paying about $100 each and every time you're filling up your tank. To take the kids to soccer practice, to go off to work, maybe just go down to the local hardware store to try to fix up some things in your house. That's why we need to take action. We can't afford to kick this can down the road anymore. We need to become energy independent, and we need to do everything possible to lower these prices so that everyone can spend the money on the things they want to spend on their kids, on their family, on their church. That's what's important and why we need to attack this problem today. Did you know that for every dollar they spend in Washington, D.C., 41 cents is borrowed? Think about it. For every dollar they spend, they borrow 41 cents. That means you and I will ultimately have to pay that back. Now, if your business borrowed 41 cents out of every dollar, it would quickly be out of business. If your family borrowed 41 cents out of every dollar, you'd be on the road to bankruptcy. We can't afford that. So what do we do here in Florida? We balance the budget without raising taxes. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. Because it's your money. It's not our money. And we really believe that when it stays in your pockets, more jobs and opportunities will be created. So let's get back on the right path. Let's stop borrowing the money and let's put it back in your pocket, because our best days can still be ahead of us if we think about long-term solutions instead of short-term borrowing. I'm sure, like you, one of your least favorite visits every week is right here at the gas station. I know that every time I put my card in there, prices are going up, and like you, it's harder and harder to afford. So when I punch in my number, I know that I'll be paying more for gasoline, something none of us can afford. So as we get ready to fill up our tank, I know that I'm paying about $6 or $7 more per fill up than I was at the beginning of the year. That's 30 cents a gallon. And I know that when I spend $100 here, I can't spend it at our school, can't spend it on other family needs, let alone in our community or our church. That's very frustrating to me. And that's why we need to stop kicking the can down the road and focus on this problem. Now, right now, as we probably know, corn, for example, instead of feeding cattle or for other needs, they're using it to make ethanol. And that means our food prices go up. This is a very bad cycle to be in. It's escalating out of control, and we need to focus on the issue and stop kicking the can down the road. 3 months ago, which was $78. Now it's $85. When will this cycle end? And that's why we need to be focused on this problem, because it doesn't just affect the rich or the poor, it affects everybody in America. And why we need to focus on lowering these prices so we can put more in your pocket.